So the question is can you balance an egg during the solstice? And the answer is yes, you can. I will show you how it's done, and I'll explain to you why it works. Now, it sounds like a wives' tale, and I didn't believe it, but my friends and I in Portland many years ago, we were out drinking, having fun. We came home, we were talking about it, and so we tried it, and we managed to balance a dozen eggs that night. And the next morning, we couldn't balance the eggs; they had fallen over. It really works. You have to be patient. You kind of have to get the feel for it. But I'm going to show you, and today is the solstice on June and 2024. And so I will give you a demonstration of balancing an egg on its tip. And this does occur during the solstice. This is not just some kind of a wives' tale or something. It's true. You can do it, and I'll show you how to do it. So give me a minute, and I'll show you the various different aspects and explain it to you. Here goes. So here's an explanation on why an egg will balance during the solstice. So imagine this is the sun, and imagine this is the earth. And keeping in mind that the earth, as it rotates around the sun annually, the earth is actually at a slight angle. And so the northern hemisphere of the earth during the summer months is slightly closer to the sun. Bigger distance, but we don't have a wide angle view that big. But anyway, so the point is the earth is slightly closer on the northern hemisphere during the summer, and then as it travels around the sun, then you'll notice that the northern hemisphere is farther from the sun. And of course, the earth is rotating daily, but every year as it travels around the sun, you get to 2 points that are exactly equidistant. And when you get to that point of equidistance, meaning that basically the earth, even though it's tilted on its axis as it travels, you are reaching a point where the gravitational effect from the sun, now the gravity on the earth doesn't change, but the gravitational effect on the sun changes from angular to exactly halfway. And then basically, because, as you go around, if you notice, the direction of gravity changes slightly with the sun. Is it enough? Well, yeah, it actually is. So there is a way to actually take an egg and put it on its tip, and you will be able to balance it when we're exactly at the solstice. You have the summer solstice, and then you'll have the winter solstice. And that is when the earth is exactly at 50%, which actually would be solstice here and solstice here. Now, I am going to cut the camera here for a minute, and I'll get this set up, and I'll show you how this works, and also we'll do it over a time frame. It really only happens within a couple hours of the window of the solstice wherever you are. And here in Oklahoma this year in June 2024, it is going to be about 3:50 Central Standard Time. And it's a little bit early, so it's a little bit probably too early for that. But I will do this several times during the day, and you will see this happen. So hang on, let me set this up and explain this a little bit better with the actual egg. Hold on. And so I have no idea why I asked you to hold on, because camera, you're not going to know. So this is just now it does help if you do it on a table with a tablecloth. If it is perfectly surface like this, is very, very smooth, and the egg itself has some irregularities. So, we want to give just a little bit of fairness here. So just bear in mind, this is just what you can use as a paper towel. And there's no grains of salt or anything like that. There's tricks people do. Why bother with a trick? Come on, either it works or it doesn't. Knock it off. So what you do is you just put a cloth surface is good, and then you take the egg. Now I recommend that you take the eggs out for several hours. Allow the eggs to warm up a little bit, because what you also are fighting against is the egg yolk. So what you want to do is you want to stand this up, and then you will start to feel it with your finger. And a lot of times you can do it with two, finger and thumb. And then you'll start to feel the yolk, and you want to let the yolk settle to the base of the tip, okay? And so when you're doing that, you're just going to sit there and you're just going to feel it, and it'll start to settle out in your finger. Now, I'm not doing it right yet, but it's also a little bit after 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a little early to get this thing to balance, but we'll keep trying, and I will just keep cutting in and out of this. And so what you do is you just feel it, and you kind of rock it back and forth, and after a while you're going to start to feel this point of equilibrium within the egg, because the yolk does need to settle down to the tip, and then you have to be very patient, and that's the hard part. People think you can't do it because they're not being patient, but trust me, this will happen. And so I'm just going to gently feel it, and you can kind of feel it. It will reach that point to where you can actually feel the egg yolk will settle down in the base, and you'll just feel it with your fingertip. You'll just feel it. So it's getting closer. Now, this is 10 o'clock in the morning, and this is really supposed to happen around 4 p.m. this afternoon. And you really do have a tight time window. But you can feel it getting a little bit closer, and you just feel it with your finger, and just let it settle. And then after a while, you have to be real gentle, and you have to stop talking and moving and breathing a lot. But anyway, so I'm just going to hold that there and just kind of let it rest until I start to feel it. So hang on. Almost. We will cut and come back here in a little while and try it a little bit closer to the actual solstice time. So the time right now during the day of the solstice is about 10:39. So I'm going to try this during the day for every hour until it should be around 3:50 is our actual solstice time. So it's 10:39, 10:40 right now, and we'll keep trying. Okay, so I'm going to try it again. It's around 10:40 in the morning, and just kind of rock it around. You can kind of feel the egg yolk inside the egg, and I recommend allowing the eggs to get a little bit, take them out of the fridge for a while, because I think if they're really cold, the yolk is really slow inside, because you do need to make sure that the yolk is balanced inside. And then you just have to hold it still, and hold it still, and hold it still, and then you'll feel it. So I'm going to stop talking and breathe real careful, and we're going to get this egg to stand up. You watch. It'll happen. You'll feel it with your fingertip where it just kind of gets to that resting point. Quiet. Don't wake the egg up. Oh, it got a lot closer. Got a lot closer. Okay. Try one more time at 10:30, 10:40 in the morning. And then, so you can, well, you can't feel it, but I can feel it. I can feel the egg yolk rolling around inside there. Okay. And then, there we go. Come on. Come on. Come on, chicken that won't be. You'll be my breakfast someday. Maybe sooner than you think if you don't stand on tip. Feel the yolk in there settling. All right, we're going to keep trying. It's 10:40, so we'll give it another try. But this egg will balance on the solstice. You wait and see. It will. So the time is 1 o'clock, and we are going to try to balance an egg for the summer solstice. Okay, so here it goes. It's 1 o'clock. It's getting closer to the actual solstice time, and obviously, you don't know this obviously, but anyway, there's no trick. This is just a paper napkin and the egg. I've left it out at room temperature for a while to let the egg yolk just kind of warm up. And so I'm just going to sit there and see if I can get this egg to balance on its tip and kind of roll it around to get that yolk sitting there in the bottom of the egg. And so here we go.
Just going to kind of feel it with my fingers and just kind of gently kind of hold it until it feels steady. Not yet. Oop. That'll be a scrambled egg in a second. Commit suicide off the countertop. So here he goes. I tried to get some Beethoven background music, but evidently nothing's free online anymore. So, alright, let's just try this. Here it goes. Getting close. That's not very close. And I know if you move the yolk around, it gets kind of janky for a minute. Just give it a second. Time is 1 o'clock. I don't know why I'm talking quiet. It's not like I'm going to scare the egg. But there we go. It is balancing on the tip. See? No strings, no wires, anything else like that. And I didn't cheat and put like salt down there and nothing like that. So there we go. It's balancing. I'll see if I can balance another egg. But there we go. And it's a little after 1 o'clock. And it works. You can balance an egg. Look at that. See? Nothing underneath it. Ta-da! Balanced an egg. Let's see if I can post this on YouTube. Here we go. See if I can do another one. I'd like to do one with a Beethoven soundtrack or something. Maybe I'll just overlay. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Something like that. Anyway, there you go. Balancing an egg on the summer solstice. June 2024. All right, we'll come back in a bit. I'll see if I can balance another one. Let me see if I can edit this and put this on YouTube. Ta-da! An egg is balanced on the summer solstice. It does work. Science. Here we go. Well, there you have it. 3 eggs balanced. I'll silence that. Seriously, on the solstice, you can balance eggs on the tip. Look at that. No joke, guys. This is true. I think the Beethoven music kind of helped a little bit. And then tomorrow, they won't even stand up. Serious, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Isn't physics amazing?